Warning! This podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the ASOTV podcast for Marvel's Inhumans, Episode 5, Something Inhuman This Way Comes. It's been a few episodes, I guess, that title applies to. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me is Clio, Rachel, and Jake.
Hello.
I think this is the first time we have everyone here this week.
Yes.
It's a weird time slot, I guess. Definitely a weird time slot.
We're all busy. We're all busy people.
All busy. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. No wonder that looked funny. There we go. Okay. Where's I gonna start?
Where to start?
I don't know.
Start at the beginning, I guess.
That's a very good place to start.
This was a very straightforward episode with not a lot of, winding intricacies or anything, really.
And thank God for it, because these writers cannot write that kind of stuff.
I think the only thing that was out of the realm, the scope of everything else was the crystal and her little boyfriend and the dog. That's about it.
Yeah, because that guy's not a real person.
Like,
Because he's just like, we're on the beach, it's Hawaii, dude. Woohoo! It's just swimming. I'm like, who are you?
Let's go swimming, dude. And I'm like, no.
I have to find my family. They could be dead. And he's like, we'll find them later. I'm like, who are you?
They could be dead or dying. We'll find them later. Well, then they'll be more dead or definitely dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Crystal?
At the same time, I find it refreshing that he's trying to get her to loosen up, and she has started to listen up. And I understand. I mean, she even said, her sister's been very protective and kind of a hover parent.
Mm-hmm.
She's a helicopter mom.
Helicopter sister.
Yeah, right. It's exactly what she is. She's a helicopter sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, stay on target, Crystal. Do not be distracted by the cute man running into the waves. Do not listen to his siren call. Return to your oversized puppy and find your family.
Yeah.
I don't care. I love the puppy. He's so cute.
Puppy.
I want one. Not just for the fact that I could go someplace and be like, I want to go to Disneyland, and then be a good Disneyland. But,
You can leave any relationship that way that you're not happy with.
yeah, I don't want to be here right now.
Bye-bye. Speaking of finding yourself in weird positions you might not want to be in, Karnak, laying there in the morning, wondering, why are you still here?
Well, I find it funny. Right now, he's the one character that is not really a main character, but he has had the most growth so far in this whole entire thing.
Yeah.
He's like finally finding his feelings. If that's trying to say that 10 times.
It's like a Vulcan discovering love for the first time.
Because he's not overthinking it. He's not going, well, this happens, he's not calculating what's going to happen next. He's just going with it. And he's never done that before. And it's a new thing for him, which, you know what?
It's a rush, dude.
I love it. I love the fact that he's growing so much.
Yeah, and if his powers were in full working order, he would have known she was going to leave him the next day to go sort all this shit out.
1 day, 6 hours.
Yeah, instead, he let it happen, and he felt it, and that was that.
He kind of liked it.
He liked it, yeah, exactly.
Maybe I like the fact he's like, you want me to be more like his cousin.
My cousin?
He's like, you want me to be more like, because they balanced each other out. I mean, they showed flashbacks of those two. They did. He was the more reasonable one, and he, his cousin's the more spontaneous. Going to get the flag from the.
That was adorable. He came back.
Do you want to
so
doom
excited.
all of Adelan?
He's so excited. He's like, look what I found. A partially bleached American flag.
It looks great in my room.
I look good in my room. I know, right?
A satellite's going to pass over there in 22 minutes. They're going to notice it's gone. They're going to
And your
notice
hoof.
your hoof prints. And then they're going to wonder what happened to it.
I do like their dynamic. They're like yin and yang. They balance each other out.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this episode, I can't even remember his name. Hoofman.
Morgan.
Morgan, that's it. He was thinking, what would Karnak do?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, he was thinking, and then the other way around, Karnak, what would he do? Kind of thing. So I kind of like that, but it's really kind of weird that he's not a main, so quote unquote main character, but he's had the most growth.
Well, I
And
think they're all part of the royal family. I think they really, obviously, Black Bolt and Medusa are
cousins.
top of the pyramid, but they're all part of the royal family. They're all the main
Yeah.
characters.
But
But it's just kind of cool that usually you would think, oh, the Medusa or Black Bolt would have that.
they all have their character flaws. Like,
A lot of flaws.
they're giving the most focus to Karnak, like character growth-wise, and I would say the second most to Gorgon. And then
Yeah.
the rest of them haven't learned a goddamn thing. Like,
Well, Medusa definitely hasn't learned anything. I
Oh.
wouldn't say so for Black Bolt.
No, Black Bolt, I think
he's the son.
I think
Yeah.
he's almost like he's frustrated. He's frustrated because he has to have someone else talk for him, and he can't do it himself. I think it's just really frustrating over the years. It's not going the way he wants it to go, and people aren't understanding where he's thinking because he can't articulate it.
And
How fucking, not scary, but just really tense was that when Medusa's like, your brother will have words with you. And I was just like, oh shit!
yeah.
He's gonna speak at you. You gonna be fucked.
I do like. I mean, as annoying as Louise is, she was like she comes at Medusa straightforward. She's just like,
yeah.
listen here,
Like-
why do you do that?
You treat everybody like this?
Oh,
Like-
of course, you're a queen.
Oh, you're a queen.
That makes so much sense now.
Bitch.
Right?
I love Louise. I think
Kind of
she's
expecting that. Yeah.
She's kind of annoying at some points, but I mean, she has her times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Karnak's adventures after he wakes up. Turns out the crazy psychopath drug guy shot his partner
Awesome. Yeah,
and was
I
planning
kind
to
of
shoot
figured
the
that's
two of
who
them.
he was burying in the middle of the night.
Yeah. And shoots at Karnak, who briefly uses his powers, not fully, to split the bullet with his hand.
He split it? I thought he just deflected it.
Oh, I thought he split it, but
It looked like he split it, but it could have
Oh,
been
okay.
deflected.
it could have been deflected. However, he redirects a bullet away from him.
And shrapnel right into her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay because she got shot in the movie. The movie part is what I call it.
Yeah.
The part that he needs.
The part
Yeah, the
that
part
is
that's
very
not
survivable.
Yeah.
Because
That-
we can never have the bullet hit anywhere else.
No.
God forbid.
No.
They just somehow managed to find their way right there.
Well,
Right
they
there.
have to live, so they get hit in the...
Area near
A
the
plot
kidney, but
safe
the
area.
plot safe area near your
Can
kidneys,
it
but
be-
not actually in your
Or the
kidneys.
shoulder.
Can we have it in once in a while? Can we have just maybe can we have it graze the elbow or maybe
Oh, no.
thigh?
Yeah, those
Some-
are extremely painful areas. Like it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you got shot in the shoulder, you're gonna live. No, you're fucking not.
Oh.
Not without medical attention, you're not.
Yeah, how many bones does that bullet shatter going into your shoulder? All
Yes,
of
and
them?
How, and how
Bones, major
greater the
arteries,
consequences.
nerves, tendons.
this is why I don't feel any more tension when it hits that area because it's like okay, like I know you're okay.
Unless they're going
Yeah,
with some,
that's-
unless they're trying to break the mold and go with a more, hey, you just got shot, we need some immediate medical attention, don't move your arm, kind of thing. Yeah, I'm with Jake on that one. It's like, oh, you're shot in the shoulder, you're not gonna die. You're a
You're
main
fine.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do like those two's chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the fact that he did the whole thing in the back.
Ping.
She was like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Stop it! You're acting just like."
You're like my
Don't
cousin.
move. Don't
You're
move.
acting like my cousin. I'm thinking he's talking about Crystal there. Like, ooh, what's that?
Well, I just want
I think he
to.
was. I I think he was talking about Gorgon because
He was talking about Gorgon.
Oh, okay.
Gorgon definitely goes, ooh, what's that?
Ooh, what's
What
that?
are you doing? What are you doing?
Childlike
What's going on?
wonder.
Can we
Yes.
please highlight the fact that their fucking tent is transparent?
Yeah,
Can you
That's
see us behind the
because-
see-through tent?
that's because they didn't put the rain guard on top of it, which I don't know why you wouldn't. Why would you set up a tent without the rain guard?
In
Well,
Hawaii.
if it's
In Hawaii.
depending on the season, you don't need it.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I mean, I'm under the...
If you are living in your tent, there's no reason to take off and on the rain protector.
No.
You are gonna set it up and leave it up.
Yeah. And, like, I would
Because
just...
it's clear that they were setting up the tent for the set, and they're like, oh no, we don't need that extra piece. It's fine.
Yeah, right. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's good.
It's fine.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
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 Fine. Fine.
It's okay.
So back on the moon.
Moon!
Maximus is trying to... I guess he's just looking for reinforcements. Like, who can I send down there to help them? So he has... Tibor, I think his name is. Tibor. I think it's Tibor. His friend starts searching through all of the low-class Inhumans, thinking, alright, let's find someone with decent powers who will actually help Orin stop fucking up. Because... Yeah.
Yeah. No,
We still don't know what Orin's powers are really. Obviously,
know.
she's more kind of
It's
like a
after
Wolverine
so
kind of
long,
thing.
I was-
Yeah. It's some kind of controlled healing thing after, I don't know, she wakes up from, like, super traumatic experiences. And,
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it's Wolverine. It seems like it's
No,
more
I'm just
Highlander.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's like, you know,
In terms of-
you think they're dead,
Yeah.
but then they come back and they're not dead.
It's more. It seems to be. Well, we haven't seen her injured but not killed.
Mhm.
Because right now it seems like she doesn't heal until she's dead, and then she comes back, kind of like the Highlander
Yeah,
does.
it's basically that.
Gotta cut her head off.
Mm-hmm. That's probably
you
the
go.
way to go.
There you
So
go.
she wakes up in Declan's lab, looking around confused a bit after healing herself, and decides to start choking him out, which I don't know if he quite deserves it. He probably does. I'm a little torn on Declan and whether he's... I think he's just, unwittingly assisting evil at this point.
Well,
He doesn't know who he's dealing with.
but
Yeah.
I think you have to look at his lab, what he's doing. He's holding these Inhumans, probably against their will. Maybe they came willingly, but they probably can't just leave like he says they can. I
Very
don't
true.
think. I think he's a little bit mad scientist.
He might be a bit of a mad scientist.
I
know.
think.
I
think
like
when it
that
comes-
they're- Okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say. I think when it comes down to it, he's gonna be doing it for the right reasons, but his methods are gonna be just like Hydra.
Yeah, right. I like that they finally acknowledge that are human. I mean, they have acknowledged that they're humans down on Earth that do have powers, but they finally run into it. They ran into Hot Hands.
I love that guy.
I love Hot Hands.
I love Mortis's reaction after he burns through the vines and starts running away. He's like, really?
Huh.
Go get him!
I love Mortis. I'm sorry. I don't think he's like truly evil. I don't think he's truly good. He's just like, okay, I'm here because, yeah, you let me out, and I got to pay you back somehow for letting
He's
me
like-
out, kind of thing.
I would like to see that he's true neutral. Like
Yeah.
he can do good, but he can also do bad. Because he showed up, and it's like, oh man, he's got this mask and these glowy eyes. He's so freaky, and then he just starts saying and doing like this, just really.
Sarcastic stuff. And
Yeah, and I'm just like, you're a goofball. You're not really that menacing. You're just a goofball who can explode.
Yeah.
So funny. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
I do love all his like commentary to everyone and anything. He's like, "Oh, so you have hot hands," and he's all talking like, "Oh, okay, this is how it's gonna go." And I'm just like, the more he talks, and the more the more I like him.
Yep. So, Black Bolt and Medusa spend the second half of the episode echolocating their way to Karnak's position.
Which is like really. Messed up the way they're just like pushing her around. Like I understand she did just try to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
They did make. I mean, Medusa did make a point. Well, we're doing the same thing to you that Max was doing too. He's making you use your powers to do, and she's just like,
And she kind of, I think, understood that.
And
she did.
She's probably seeing the other side of it a bit, because as she told Black Bolt at one point, maybe it's time everybody sees you the way I do. Because he's guarded, he's locked away. You can't really... How do you get to know a guy who can't speak?
Yeah.
You know,
you could write.
Can't communicate. Yeah, true. But
he's always had Medusa there. Like she said, they were bound together by two big parts. What's the word I'm looking for? Big episodes in their life that their parents, his parents dying, hers being exiled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Traumatic experience. That's what I was trying to look for. And but at the same time, she's always speaking for him. I mean, and
what if she has said the wrong thing all these years, and he's like really pissed off about it, but he can't vocalize it.
Yeah.
He's like, bitch, that's not what I said. I really like Locust, how she did stand up and like told them how things are with the people underneath them and how they feel and stuff like that. And I think Black Bolt took it into his mind and thought about it, while Medusa was just like, whoa, yeah? Well, we are the king and queen, and that's just how things are,
Yeah.
And Black Bolt's just like...
And now I'm wondering, are these, is the royal family going to turn into decent people?
I hope so. I mean, I think for the most part, they are decent people. Right now, Medusa's the only one that's pissing me off.
Yeah.
Even Black Bolt, I feel like he's a lot more level-headed or reasonable than she is.
I think what should have happened is, so we have this whole thing, Medusa losing her powers. Okay. That's a good storyline, but that storyline should belong to Black Bolt. Black Bolt should have been the one to lose his powers. So and then that too, but like, so he's, more importantly, so that he's humbled, and we can have Medusa acting the way that she's acting, but she still has her powers. So she's
Here's
like,
the thing.
And Black Bolt could talk.
I'm act this way.
Medusa had to be the one to lose her powers because that's too big a CGI budget. They already have a giant fucking dog. They can't do the hair as well.
They have a budget of a ham sandwich right now. So
an article I read, their budget is crap. An article I just read said it's it's an action movie that's been written into a corner and it's just a low budget wheel spinning exercise.
Mm-hmm. And so this is why I wanted them to you could do this type of show without so much CGI or any special effects for that matter. Medusa's hair doesn't have to be, waving around all the time like that because it looked awful anyway. But if you're going to have Medusa lose her powers, then she needs to be humbled. But she's still acting like a fucking prick.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what's gonna humble her. I think Black Bolt, seeing the shit his people's been going through, I think his people are gonna humble him, and he's gonna tell Medusa to get in line or fuck off.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if he'll do that. But
I
really think the roles here should be switched, where he loses his powers, and then. Because the royal family have always been very set in their ways. So had he lost his powers, how interesting would it have been if the rest of the family exiled him? And then he's like, shit, this is not a good feeling. I don't like this. Mm-hmm. Is this how everybody else feels?
I don't think that would have been a good plot.
I think Black Bolt is he's a good person at heart. I think he's frustrated and he's bound. He thinks he is bound by duty, by tradition, by everything, because he thinks that's just how everyone is okay with it, kind of thing. Well, everyone seems to be okay with it, so I guess I'll just have to go with it. I don't want to rock the boat. Everything's working out good. when it really isn't, because he's not, he is guarded and he's not talking to anyone, and he can't express anything except for some rudimental, sign language to Madam McBitchface. And so I think it has to be hard on him to not be able to stop. I mean, he's trained himself so well not to say anything and not to do anything that it has to be hard to rule without saying, no, that's not what I meant. When I said that, this is what I meant, or trying to clarify or trying to relate to people. It's hard to relate to people when you can't talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
When you always have to have someone else in the room interpret what you're saying.
Right.
It's hard to do that.
Well, everybody, with the exception of Crystal, because she's off being Crystal, everybody wound up happy and reunited by the end of this episode. Well, happy-ish.
Crystal's new boyfriend is holding her back.
And sadly,
Oh.
Locust winds up dying, but not before, giving her last little,
Do right by us.
do right by us. Listen to what I said. See my point.
Yeah.
Do it.
And at
think
least
he
she
does.
said that Crystal is here and not up
Yeah.
there where they thought that she was.
She did
Yeah.
say that. Crystal's here on the island. It's like, okay, first off, slap that dog upside the head. Take me to where you took Medusa. There's nowhere near where he took Medusa.
Hey! Leave Lockjaw alone. He had to teleport 5 people in a row. You're lucky he got them all on the same damn island.
Well, when she said that, I think they went to all the different places that he dropped off everyone.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like when they landed there at the beach that they went to all the places and they couldn't find them. And she's just like, this is hopeless, This place is so huge. And it's like,
Well-
you think Oahu's huge? What if you were on the mainland? No, that would be huge.
Now, the way he puts it, though, I think he's just an idiot. Because he's like, whoa, we've traveled across the whole island. You know how long it would have taken us to drive here?
He is absolutely an idiot.
Like, his first sentence makes it seem like they've been warping all over the island. His second sentence makes it sound like they just did one warp. And I don't know which it is, but he is an idiot.
His ex-girlfriend is kind of funny. I wish they would show more of her. She's
Yeah.
hilarious.
She's less of an idiot. Probably a reason that they're not together anymore there. I don't know.
I do like the fact that she was like saying, "Oh, this dog cannot teleport you anywhere. You're just lying." And then they do it. She's just there, like, "Well, that happened." Hold on. Let me eat my words.
Mm-hmm.
But I just love her. She's just like, "Well, that happened." She had that look on her face, like, "Well, yeah, something to tell my therapist."
Yeah. So, according to the promo for next week's episode, there's only 2 episodes remaining.
Woo!
Ooh. I don't know how I feel about that, but
I'm
How
not
are they going to
upset.
wrap it up? Well, I mean, they're not going to really wrap it up because it's supposed to go right into S.H.I.E.L.D. So I don't know how
Yeah,
they're going to do that.
I'm worried.
I'm hoping
But-
this does well, and they come back next season with a bigger budget because it has the potential, but
And
right
maybe
now...
a different showrunner who didn't do Iron Fist.
It's not doing well. It's not.
No, it's not.
It has the lowest ratings of any Marvel show.
And that's sad.
So wait, it's the
That's
same.
sad.
It's the same person who did Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So if
Isn't it funny that the lowest rated Netflix Marvel show
I know, why
was
did you
written-
give that guy?
I don't know.
was written by the
If
same
they-
wow.
I mean, this is ABC. This is on ABC's channel. If they canceled Carter because of Carter's ratings,
And Carter's ratings were a lot
they're
better than
going
this.
to cancel Inhumans. I doubt there's going to be a second season.
Well, hopefully they'll stop assigning this guy shows to write.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Maybe he needs an intervention. Maybe that
He
would be-
nailed the 2 worst doing Marvel shows.
one thing's a coincidence. 2 things the start of a pattern. But I don't know. Anyway, next week's episode is called "The Gentleman's Name is Gorgon," and Gorgon and Karnak take on Orin and her Inhuman army with disastrous results. That's it.
Oh yeah, we did forget about Luis and Gorgon.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Who's
He's
this?
like, who is this?
Who's this lovely lady? She's like,
She's like, oh my god.
Hi.
Look down. It's like,
They're like,
oh, that's the hoof I saw on my Mars rover, my Moon rover.
yeah, and they're like, we hate to interrupt you two, but
They instantly fell in love, and I'm okay with that.
During that
I am-
exchange and Karnak's realization of, what happened and everything like that, I loved Black Bolt's face the whole time. It was just the face of, like, this is very awkward, and I want to be somewhere else.
He makes the best faces.
well, that's all he can do.
So much. I love Black Bolt so much.
That's all he can do right now.
It-
He has to be a phenomenal actor because all he does is make faces.
It's all he has is his faces. It freaking reminds me of the photo set of all of the background Legolas faces.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And someone was like, they didn't give him enough lines if he's just in the background making faces.
I love yeah. Like, the focus is on other characters, and here's Legolas in the back just like...
He like leans into frame with like Theoden and is just like... So funny.
But if there's nothing else to talk about, I think that's our show.
I think so.
I want there to be more to talk about.
Well, it's a straightforward show. This one was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway. That's that. Clio, where can they find you?
You can find me at Cleomoto on Twitter.
Rachel, where can they find you?
You can find me at VikingWitch76 on Twitter and VikingWitch on Twitch.
Jake, where can they find you?
You can find me and all of my giggles and gore and monsters and mayhem here on YouTube at Jacob Salazar, or you can find me on Twitter, tweeting me throughout the week, throughout the life at TwoNowhereLand. That is TONOWHERELAND. Join the Nowhereland Society.
You can find me on Twitter at Thilidrin. You can find all of us on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and YouTube, and coming soon to Twitch in a couple of weeks at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us at those places for some more podcasts or some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Thank you all for watching, and good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Which is what we might be saying to this show in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Oh. I'm not upset.
Wah, wah.